And 3, 2, 1. What up, y'all? Welcome to the show. It's your doggy, the Lo-Fi Horror Guy. As if you didn't know, I am here with another installment, the 5th, in fact, installment of Mommy Dearest Week. Mommy Dearest Week is a hashtag on Instagram from the one and only Horror Junkie 103187. Go ahead and check them out on Instagram. Check myself out on Instagram at the Lo-Fi Horror Guy with underscores in between every word for whatever reason. Today, I'm going to feature yet another Mommy Dearest inspired horror movie, if you will, or I'm just gonna get into it. Whatever. This has definitely become one of my favorites. Sadly, I hate to say that newer movies are my favorites, but if they're that good, they're that good. You can't take anything away from it. I'm going with 2018's Hereditary. I need to get a slipcase for this. I need to get possibly even another copy. We need a steelbook of it. We need all sorts of special editions, a media book. Hereditary is awesome. I love this movie. This movie is disgusting. It is tingling. I talked about with Pin yesterday the whole feeling of watching it and just having this overall very odd feeling after it. This is that movie for sure. I watched The Ring and just kind of had a weird feeling the whole rest of the day. I watched Hereditary and had a weird feeling the whole rest of the day. It took me, I think, like 2 or 3 days to kind of span it out to watch the whole thing, and it was definitely worth it. I'm glad that I did. This movie is rough in a good way. It's a good movie, but it's a rough go for sure. 2018, 7.3 out of 10. Ari Aster is the director. Speaking of which, I am so excited for Midsummer. That's going to be coming out hopefully sometime before this next year here. Why Hereditary with Mommy Dearest Week? Well, right on the cover here we have Toni Collette. She plays Annie in the movie, and at moments she's very terrifying. At moments she has you very emotional. At moments she has you sad. At moments she has you, glad and hopeful. At moments she has your eyes, you can't see my eyes, but your eyeballs just completely to the max of them getting any bigger. She does an absolutely great job. I know actually when this movie came up to her, when the script came up to her, she didn't want to do anything dark. She didn't want to do anything, anything so depressing in a sense anymore as far as movies. And then she just could not pass up on the script that this movie was and ended up doing it. And I absolutely appreciate that she did. So Toni Collette does a great job as Annie, the mother, in this movie. So I'm going to read the synopsis for you guys and then dig into some odd facts, what I thought of the movie, so on and so forth, full on booborth. All right, anyway. So let's see. Okay, I'm not used to Blu-rays. Where is the... Okay, so when Ellen, the matriarch of the Graham family, passes away, her daughter's family begins to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry. The more they discover, the more they find themselves trying to outrun the sinister fate they seem to have inherited. Making his feature debut, writer-director Ari Aster unleashes a nightmare vision of a domestic breakdown that exhibits the craft and precision of a nascent auteur, transforming a familial tragedy into something ominous and deeply disgusting, and pushing the horror movie into chilling new terrain with its shattering portrait of heritage gone to hell. Bam! Hereditary. So good. This movie is so good. You've got the cover art, you've got the back art, you got the old side fart. Discs aren't nothing amazing. I've got my digital copy, which you cannot have. Because I'm stingy. You got the old blue and gray disc. That's what I'm saying. They're going to come out with something absolutely banging for this, because I can't deal with this. This is just... It's just too much. It's just too much as far as just for such a good movie to have such a bogus release. You know, the special features on here, the bonus features and everything aren't necessarily bad, but it's just the physical aesthetic. They can do something amazing with this for sure. So I'm really looking forward to that. I wish that I was in the craft of, designing, so on and so forth. Actually, a light bulb just came on. Maybe I'm going to. Maybe that's what I'm going to do. Actually, for this movie, if you notice right behind here, is a painting that I did right after I watched this movie of the bird that the little girl, what is her, I can't remember. The little girl, anyway, on here, she paints this bird, and it's like a head cut off, crown, very odd. But yeah, I love this. I love the movie so much. I even dated it. 1/26/19 is when I actually first watched this movie. I was very behind on times with it, but I loved this movie. Loved. I got this for Christmas, so that's when I watched this. Actually, it wasn't in January. So anyway, the goods with it. There were definite parts. It didn't rely on jump scares. It didn't rely on anything is to do with overly gory killings or blood or it was very psychological. When I got done with the movie, I wanted to read more into a lot of the things. With any of these videos, there's going to be spoilers, so don't watch any further past here if you haven't seen this. But the moment where the daughter, goes, they're driving to the party and you see the light post, my wife actually pointed out this logo right here is on the light post. And I'm like, oh, all right, that's kind of weird. Well, then as they're driving back, she's having a panic attack and all of a sudden has her head out the window and her head literally gets severed off from that light post. And I'm just like, holy boo, you know what I'm saying? But it was just moments like that where you're like, oh my God, and then there's a part where you go and you have Annie, she's like wigging out toward the end and kind of in this possession moment where all of a sudden you're hearing this pounding and it cuts up to like the ceiling and she is like up on the ceiling banging her head on this attic door. And it's just things like that where it makes the hair on your arms stand up. It makes you feel really like squeamish, like, oh my gosh, this is really almost a little too much. If there was like probably 10 movies that pop in my mind as far as people to say what's an actual scary movie for me to watch, this movie is messed up. You look into the whole Paimon thing, that whole thing, well, I guess technically actually exists. There's a lot of ties with truth and fiction, but this movie is messed up. Every time that you watch it, you notice different things. You look further into, as you watch, further into the movie, you're like, oh my God, I gotta go back and I gotta see this part again and see if there was something that I was missing. I don't want to give the whole absolute thing away because it's that good. I really highly recommend you guys watching it. Anybody watching this, watch this. Hereditary is absolutely amazing. I can't give it, anything better of a praise. A funny story I'm just thinking of actually is there was an Australian theater, so movie theater in Australia that accidentally somehow started running the trailer for this movie at a Peter Rabbit showing. So all these kids and family were all in there to go see Peter Rabbit, and all of a sudden a trailer for Hereditary comes on, and people were freaking out, just leaving, running out with their kids. It causes huge panic, and I thought that was hilarious. But absolutely, if you're thinking about letting your kids or even younger kids watch this, I would not. It's definitely at least a good 15 or 16 years old, and above. I would not let young kids watch this. Especially when you're not even wanting to watch it and you're in the theater to go see Peter Rabbit. But this is my selection for today for Mommy Dearest Week, Hereditary. Listen. Okay, whatever. Anyway, I absolutely recommend this movie. Pick it up. It's on Amazon Prime for free to watch, to stream. you have no other reason. Give me a ding, give me a dong, give me a bing, give me a bong, give me a like, give me a share. If you don't, I do not care. At the end of the day, I just want you to enjoy Hereditary and a couple of genuinely really creepy scares. This is your boy, the Lo-Fi Horror Guy. Set that there. Check out that painting. Booyah shaka waka. I am a little bit of an artiste, if you know what I'm saying. I did not do any of these posters back here, but sometime I will dig into all of these. The old Happy Death Day mask. Boom shaka laka waka baka waka waka. I'm out of here. I'm going to hit you up with the old shadow box and with the old 3. And then the old hook, the 2. And then the old...
Nice!